Oh, hey, welcome back. We're doing more videos. This is a bonus video. We're going to do a couple things. So we had to run two terminals. We're going to make it so we only need to run one. So in our main terminal, in our main folder, we're going to run npm install -d something called concurrently. We're going to install concurrently into our system here. And you see that appear in our depth dependencies. So in our scripts, we've got our start script. We're going to leave that. We're going to change that to server. And then we're going to create one called client. That's going to be npm run start -- prefix client. And we're going to create start. And that's going to be concurrently npm run server. I want to make sure I get it right here. Hold on. Exactly how to do it. Let's look at another one of my apps here. I was doing it right. npm run server. It just keeps deleting my last npm run client. It just keeps deleting my last quote mark. But you have to escape the quote marks 4 times around each one of these things. Save that, and then you should just be able to run npm start. And it's going to start up the front end and the back end on their respective ports for you, and open the app, which it's doing. What have I done here? Oh, I accidentally imported some weird package that I didn't want. All right, save that. That was when I was trying to show an example about the old way of doing it. Okay, so that gets it. So basically, the cool part about it is you run this -- prefix client. So we're running npm start in the client directory. So we went into the client directory, and then we run concurrently to run the two scripts at the same time. It's just easier for development. Dealing with one terminal now. And the other thing I wanted to do was in our backend here, in our to-do, so we brought in our Mongo. We don't want to do that. We want to keep this out of view from people. So what we're going to do is, before we bring anything up to GitHub, we're going to make, we can paste that back in for a second, but we're going to make a new folder in our main directory here called config. For now, we're going to make one file, call it index. Well, actually, why don't we call it dev.js? And we'll say module.exports equals an object, and we'll say mlab key, and we'll copy that key over, save it. Our to-dos, we'll say const keys equals require /config /dev.js. And then our Mongoose Connect, we'll say keys.mlab key, like that. And in our main directory, we'll make a new file called .git ignore. And inside of there, we'll say ignore dev.js. So we can click over, our app is still working, close our server, say git init, and then say git status. And you'll notice in here that we're not getting anything from the .config directory because of our dev.js is being ignored. So if we send this up to GitHub, when we send it up to GitHub, it will not include this config directory and will not include, therefore, our key. And we're bringing our key in just like that. And that works great for development. There's a more advanced setup for production, but this is not really a production app. So what we can do is go to GitHub, make a new repository, call it to-do YouTube tutorial. You can call it whatever you want. Create a repo. Copy this line right here. I've already initialized it, so add a remote. Say git add dot. Oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. In git ignore, you definitely want to add node modules to that. I forgot to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a shortcut, and inside my thing, I'm just going to delete the whole entire Git folder rather than mess around with Git commands. And then I'll rerun git init. I'll rerun git remote, and I'll rerun git add dot. And it's much less now because I accidentally forgot. You want to make sure you always, and then git push origin master. You want to always make sure you ignore the node modules. You don't need to be sending, that's where the most amount of, storage is needed to store those. So if it's something you screw up in the beginning, just delete the whole Git folder. But if you want to track a whole entire history and you've done that further down the line, you definitely don't want to delete that Git folder. So everything's pushed on here. So I'll have the code will be up. I'll put the link to the repo in the videos on YouTube, and I'm going to get on uploading those videos as soon as we're done with this video right here. I might add a README. I might add a README file with some of the links to some of the documentation for stuff that we use, like MLab, Apollo, GraphQL, things like that. So that'll display on the GitHub page. We can, I'll start on that, and you'll see it up on the site. But that's pretty much the series. That was the bonus video with a couple little extra tidbits. Definitely keeping your config keys hidden away in their own file is good, and running that concurrently really speeds up and simplifies the development process, getting it all in one terminal. So we'll see you later.